Have you ever thought about a country where people sleep on lands filled with hidden treasures, but wake up to the nightmare of hunger every day? This is a devastating paradox. Burundi, the heart of Africa, is in the headlines not for its diamonds or oil, but for its ranking in the poorest countries table. But poverty here is not just a lack of money. It's a vicious cycle woven from history, politics, population, and even the lack of a glass of clean water. Are you ready to uncover the mystery of this lost paradise? The truth is bitterer than you think. A legacy of suffering, historical and political challenges. Burundi, a small and densely populated country in the Great Lakes region of Africa, is a victim of its history and geography. Before gaining independence in 1962, it was under German and then Belgian colonial rule. These colonial powers sowed the seeds of ethnic division between the Hutu majority and the Tutsi minority. Seeds that turned into bloody civil wars after independence. This periodic violence destroyed the foundation of any economic development. Can a country reconcile with its past and pursue growth at the same time? Burundi has tried, but the shadow of coups, political assassinations, and authoritarian regimes still looms large. Every time the country tries to move forward, its politics push it 2 steps back. Systemic corruption, lack of transparency, and instability have driven away foreign investment and plundered domestic resources. Survival crisis, population growth, and limited resources. Burundi, with a per capita GDP among the lowest in the world, is trapped in a cycle of absolute poverty. The main reason: unchecked population growth. This country of approximately 10 million people is one of the most densely populated regions in Africa. Land, the most valuable resource, is highly fragmented and almost entirely under cultivation. Imagine a large family has to farm a small, exhausted plot of land that has been cultivated for generations to feed themselves. This not only reduces productivity, but also quickly leads to soil erosion and environmental degradation. Subsistence farming is the backbone of Burundi's economy. But this type of farming is only enough for survival, not for accumulating wealth or exports. Climate change, droughts, and floods exacerbate the problem, periodically threatening the nation's food security. People, especially in rural areas, struggle to get a decent meal. Statistics say more than 60% of the population lives below the poverty line. This poverty is stark and merciless. Knowledge and healthcare gap, education and healthcare. How can one escape the cycle of poverty? With education and health. But in Burundi, these 2 key factors are locked. Education. The illiteracy rate, especially among rural women, is high. Although primary education is officially free, indirect costs such as books, uniforms, and educational materials force many families to withdraw their children from school. Educational infrastructure is poor, and the teacher-to-student ratio is highly imbalanced. Burundian students, despite their talent, are deprived of access to quality education and the skills needed to enter the modern job market. This means the intergenerational cycle of poverty continues. Healthcare. The public health situation in Burundi is a silent crisis. Access to clean drinking water and basic sanitation systems, such as sanitary toilets, is severely limited. These shortages directly lead to the prevalence of preventable diseases, such as malaria, diarrhea, and severe malnutrition, especially in children under 5 years old. Hospitals lack medicine, equipment, and specialized personnel. Life expectancy is low, and infant mortality rates are high. In fact, living in Burundi is a daily struggle to survive from simple diseases. Idle engines, economy, and employment. Burundi's economy has a shaky three-legged stool. Agriculture, limited exports of minerals, nickel, cobalt, and foreign aid. Employment. The official unemployment rate may seem low, but the reality is that the vast majority of the workforce is engaged in the informal economy. Street vending, subsistence farming, part-time and contractless work. These jobs lack job security, fixed wages, or social benefits, and are not jobs in the true sense. Burundian youth, despite their energy and motivation, have very few opportunities to find well-paying and stable jobs in the industrial or service sectors. The private sector is underdeveloped, and the business environment, due to heavy bureaucracy, corruption, and lack of infrastructure, electricity, roads, is not very attractive. Mineral resources. Burundi is rich in nickel and cobalt reserves. These resources could have been a powerful lever to escape poverty, but due to political instability, inability to attract large investments, and poor management, these treasures remain untapped or are being exploited in a non-transparent manner. A small hope in the heart of the continent. Burundi, despite these enormous challenges, is not a lost cause, but a country with immense human and natural potential. The path to salvation lies in targeted investments in education and healthcare, strengthening democratic institutions to reduce corruption, and focusing on infrastructure development and facilitating the business environment. Is Burundi's poverty only its own problem? Or is it the result of global neglect of a country caught in the twists and turns of history and politics? Burundi needs financial aid, But more importantly, it needs global justice, sustainable investment, and lasting internal peace to break the curse of poverty. It is our duty to hear this silent voice and understand that the country's problems, beyond statistics and numbers, are a story of millions of lives fighting every day for a better tomorrow. If this video caught your attention, share it so that this story is heard. Maybe one day, Burundi will be known not for its poverty, but for its economic and human renaissance.